Here is a common scenario that shows the possible repercussions of not having proper estate plans in place. Meet Bob and Sarah. They met as graduate students. They worked hard to save for their future. Eventually, they bought a house and had 2 children, Jake and Desiree. When the time came, Jake went to college, and Desiree stayed at home to pursue a singing career. At 52, Bob had a stroke and was moved into a care facility with little hope of recovery. Bob and Sarah had only a basic will drawn up by a friend. Bob's medical expenses quickly drained their bank account. With only a basic will, Sarah was unable to sell her own house without Bob's signature. This problem affected all assets that were in both their names. Sarah could not make medical decisions for Bob, as no medical directive was in the will. Sarah hired an attorney to petition the court for guardianship over her husband. An ad litem attorney was appointed to represent Bob's interests, which Sarah also had to pay for. While court-appointed physicians analyzed Bob's condition to decide if he was incapacitated, Bob couldn't work. Sarah was busy taking care of him and dealing with the estate. What little assets were left went to lawyers. The court process is slow. All immediate family members and interested parties had to be contacted by mail. Bob's guardianship could be contested by any party notified. This could mean a new hearing costing more time and money. The court finally appointed Sarah as Bob's guardian, but changed a yearly bond. Sarah's lack of control over her own assets is now a public embarrassment for the whole family. Finally, Sarah sells the house, and with the medical bills and her debt-to-income ratio without Bob is upside down. This can make it difficult to get a new home. Soon after, Bob passed away and left Sarah $500,000 in life insurance. Eventually, Sarah remarried Biff, who loved her, but was more into living lavishly than saving money. Biff moved in with Sarah and Desiree. Meanwhile, Jake graduated, got engaged, and bought a house. Sarah died in a car accident. Sarah left a common "I love you" will that left everything, including Bob's insurance money, to Biff, believing he'd do right by Sarah's children. However, Biff had no intentions of sharing his inheritance. He needed Sarah's insurance money to support his lifestyle. He kicked Desiree out and severed contact. Jake and Desiree had to hire a lawyer to contest the will, forcing Jake into debt and to put off his wedding. Now let's see how this would have been different with proper planning. Bob and Sarah got married, started their careers, and planned a family. They saw an estate attorney who drafted their plan. They established a revocable trust with the pour-over will and powers of attorney. This trust named Bob and Sarah each other's trustee and beneficiary. All marital assets, including the home and insurance policies, were in the trust. Only Bob and Sarah gave instructions for who took over as guardian and how money would be spent should either become disabled or incapacitated. Bob had a stroke. Sarah easily made his medical decisions without supervision. The power of attorney they put in place gave her immediate guardianship without any yearly fee. She downsized their house and possessions without issue and was able to spend her free time with Bob instead of with lawyers. Bob passed away. Sarah immediately became guardian of his estate. Sarah could then administer the trust without wasting time and money in court. As beneficiary, Sarah now privately controlled their assets. Sarah remarried Biff and died in a car accident. The trust protected Jake and Desiree by restricting Biff's access to Sarah's assets. Both parents were gone. Therefore, the trust terminated. The children received their inheritance, and Biff got nothing.